Hello there, my lovely Legionnaires. I'm so glad you liked the last stream. I was so nervous that you guys weren't gonna like it. I was so scared. Hang on. A hype train, oh my god, thank you! Oh! Resubs, hello! Oh god, oh jeez, oh boy. Hang on, hang on. Oh boy, oh god. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Hang on, let me... yeah, there we go. No, this isn't quite right either. Hang on. What was... I saw something in the... Let's do... Yeah, here we go. Sword. I'm so glad that you liked the last stream! It's like I said, I was super worried that you guys were not gonna... that it wasn't gonna be fun for you. But I'm so glad! I'm so glad that you liked us. We're definitely gonna do it more. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to share eyes with all of you, because I had a really good time. I don't get to do stuff like that enough. Blah. There we go. There we go. Does it count as immersive if I became stressed as well? That means we were doing a good job! An excellent job. Finished a commentary script today. Are you proud of me? This video was information about you to you in DMs yesterday. Yeah, I am proud of you. I'm very proud of you. Did a good job.
Hi, Mimwood. I'm only here for a little bit.
So I saw this post on Twitter, or not on Twitter, on Tumblr. And remembered, it was like, steal his look, a common loon. And I was like, oh, cute. And then I remembered that I have a loon.
Oh.
I was like, I haven't drawn Muraco in a really long time. I haven't drawn my funny flying elf boy, so I will do that. So that's what we're drawing today.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, you and I were talking about this in DMs, and I think this is like a solid thing to talk about. Just now we were talking about this in DMs.
Oh, yeah.
Hey gang. Before I get into the details of it, because, like, I don't like to talk about, I've talked about this before, I don't like to talk about drama, but this isn't really drama, this is
shipping discourse.
This is shipping discourse, and it's fucking stupid, and I don't like it. Thank you for the bits! And, like, it was fun, I never participated in anything like that before. Honestly, I want to see the rest of Aiza's character arc. Yay! I'm so glad. I work so hard. Bleh.
Oi.
So, just a quick PSA. When you participate in a fandom, I can't stress to you enough that, like, the creator also matters. And if they ask you not to do something, or, like, not to send them something, don't!
Yeah. You would think that would be common sense.
Okay, what the fuck happened this time?
So, like, a personal example, right? I've talked about before that, like, if you want to make NSFW of, like, my OCs, as long as they're, not asexual and adults, I don't care. That shit doesn't bother me.
To clarify, what he means is that as long as they are not asexual and are adults.
Basically, as long as they...
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as they consent, I don't care.
Okay, just making sure, because I'm just...
Minor slip of the tongue.
Yeah. As long as the characters, are, you know, legally capable of consenting or would consent, I don't give a shit, right? I don't care. You could even send it to me, I don't care. I would love to see fan art of some of my beautiful boys, if you so desired. I wouldn't give a shit about. But, like, as is listed in my chat rules, and as I've stated multiple fucking times, because this isn't about me, I'm just using me as an example, don't fucking make NSFW of me. And if you're going to, like, disrespect my boundaries, don't send it to me. So, a Roblox creator who made... What the hell is it called?
So the game is called Pressure. The character is Sebastian, voiced by, of course, Gianni.
I was about to say, this is the fish that Gianni voices, right?
Yeah, this is the fish. This is about the fish.
Mm-hmm. And the creator in the official Discord said, hey guys, don't post ship art in here. I don't like it.
They didn't even say that. They just said, hey, if you're gonna make ship art, that's okay. Don't post it here.
Yeah, that's why I use my words very carefully. They did not, don't make it, don't draw it, don't post it here.
In the official Pressure Discord, which is a reasonable request.
And people are like, I can't fucking believe that they would tell us not to, they'd tell us not to do that.
One person called the poor creator of Sebastian obsessed with him, and that they had an unhealthy attachment to him because of the fact that she can't post her ship art in the official Pressure server, a Roblox kids game.
A horror-based Roblox kids game.
You know what it is?
Oh my god.
Like, this is a level of entitlement that I think is absolutely fucking deranged. Because here's the thing, right? I think, like, for example, I've talked about this before. I think this is a hot take. And if it is a hot take, then I truly don't give a shit.
Real?
I think it's fucking absolutely deranged and insane of the creator of Tiki Toby to be like, you're not allowed to draw fan art of him anymore. Like, I think we can all agree that's nuts, right?
That's a bit.
It's a little bit much. However, we do also need to acknowledge why they went off the deep end with that one.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying that there's not extenuating circumstances. I'm saying this as of course. Yeah, I'm saying this as like just in a vacuum. Like, we can agree that's nuts and like untenable and that's untenable and unpoliceable. Like we can agree.
It's overkill.
Fortnite battle pass. I just shit out my ass.
Thank you, Zach.
Yeah, of course.
We can agree,
What?
like, we can agree that that's like untenable and unreasonable, right? But
Also-
like,
Yes.
Also, OMG Zach, hi.
but
Hey,
it's,
Oomphy. Really quick, Heaton, can I ask you something?
sure.
Can I invite Lynn in here?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to ask because you have invites turned on, but I didn't want to do it without asking you first.
Yeah, as long as you ask.
Oh,
I
hey,
don't
boo.
care. So,
Based.
so the thing is, right? Like, that's a little far. But like, the creator isn't even saying you can't do it. They're not even saying you can't draw ship art. They're like, maybe just don't post it in the official server because I don't like it. It makes them uncomfortable. And like, as the creator, they possess the right to be like, hey, do whatever you want, but like, don't send it to me.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's not crazy or possessive of them. Like, for example, right? This is kind of an extreme example, but it's off the top of my head. When I, like, publish Monster Match, it's like, hey, gang, if you're doing, like, weird fetish porn of my characters, please don't fucking send it to me.
You'd think that's a given, right?
Yeah, it's like, hi.
You sure would think.
You sure would think that, like, hey.
Unfortunately.
No, yeah, hey, neat little tangent to kind of help Keaton's point, by the way, kind of to help my darling friend Keaton Mitsuru's point further. I ran someone off the internet once.
Oh.
Because I yelled at them. Because they were making horny art of my persona without asking me.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the lovely little thing. I would have been mildly annoyed if it was just me. I yelled at them because they roped my friend's sonas into some of it too.
Yeah, like, it's not even necessary, like, the fact, something you have to remember, like, as a member of a fandom, is that, like, the creator, you can feel however you want to feel about a creator's decisions.
Yeah.
But, like, it's their shit that they are choosing to share with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If they ask you not to fucking do something, don't fucking do it.
Yeah, like, you can, like with me, for example, you can make horny shit based on the fictional characters I've made. I have a whole webcomic full of hot bitches that you can easily make porn of, and I won't mind it one bit. If you're gonna do it of the Sona based on the real person who's making the shit, maybe ask me first. That'd be great, you know, obviously.
Yeah, right? Like, it's not...
I think a lot of you forget Wing is based on the person, the me, who exists in the real world plane of existence.
Well, okay.
Have some fucking decorum.
No, literally.
Be Julia, I'm begging you, for once.
Yeah, please fucking me, Julia. I'm so happy that's rubbing off. But, like, okay, here's the thing. Because the thing is, so we know, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a VTuber. And...
Oh my god!
I know.
I never would have fucking guessed.
I know.
There's a fucking another one in here! God damn it! Who's been letting them in?
Yeah.
Zach, not
Keaton, your door was wide open. No, but
just like my legs. Anyway.
Okay, but like the thing is, like, I'm a VTuber, so when I became a streamer, I just kind of put it on the table of, I know people are gonna draw Rule 34 of me. This is just simply part of the job description in many cases, and it kind of sucks ass. But I am okay with it. I don't really care. Just draw me with Reinhardt and leave me alone. Like, it ain't hard. The problem became that everyone started doing it with a very particular certain friend of mine. Oh joy, we all know which one.
Yeah. Oh no.
What? No. Yeah. That was some shit.
I found out one of my lovely legionnaires made me aware that they didn't send it to me because they were smart. But one of my lovely legionnaires did tell me, they're like, yeah, somebody's doing it, and I'm like, that's cool. They're like, do you want me to send it to you so that you can report it? I'm like, report it for me, and no!
Wait, of you and another person, or just you?
I have no idea. I just knew that I was in it. And I was I was like, hey brother, report it for me, and please don't send it to me. I don't want to know. And so to this day, I don't know.
The thing is, the way I found out was because Lio told me that it happened, and it was like the clip in Class of 09 where I just go, can we see the pictures?
See, I kind of want to tackle a highlighted message from Ruminating because I feel like it's in relation to what I said. I don't mind the concept on its own of making like lewd shit based on Wing, I do it for fuck's sake. The problem came from the fact they didn't ask. Like, because Wing is based on me, the person, in my mind, you need my consent first.
Yeah.
That is my mental belief, because Wing is an extension of not of everything that I either am or want to be. They are
When
both.
it comes to
They are.
original characters and like VTubers in general, just fucking ask first.
That's the
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
And
Anyways, I have to go. Bye, Neobot, I love you.
Goodbye, I
All
love
right.
you, it's your turn!
Bye.
That's the thing. It's like I have so many other original characters that you don't need to ask me, so you can make porn of them. I have an entire
Yeah.
webcomic full of them. Pick one. A lot of my fans tell me Ace is very breedable. Just if you're going to do it of my Sona, ask me first. That is the one that you need to ask about. That's it. That's it. That's the only stipulation. I'm not hard to work with. I'm very chill and easy to talk to. Just ask.
Flaccid even.
Yeah. Well, okay. The other thing is that I am aware that I'm confrontational in DMs, which I think is part of why people don't ask, which is why I just kind of said, I don't really care. Just maybe don't do art of me with my friends. Like, that's just weird. And then everyone immediately did art of me with my friends. And I'm like, maybe fucking don't. Like, it's an option. But pretty much, I'm at a point where I'm like, it's going to happen if I talk about it or if I don't. So I'm kind of just like, I don't put energy in it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people are idiots.
Bless.
Brother is.
Yeah, like even if I have to draw something that involves me and my friends, I always ask first.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, like if you want to draw my naked titties, just ask me. It's not. I know they are. I know. Like listen. I'm the last person who doesn't have horny art based on my avatar. Literally, a quarter of my aesthetic is Lamau, guys. I sure do love being a whore. Like, obviously, I'm sexually active.
Like, that's the thing that's bananas to me, more than anything else, is when you do it without asking to people who would for sure say yes if you asked.
Great example. Wonderful artist friend of mine, Taco Draws. He once came up to me and said, "Hey, can I draw Wing in a freeway with me and my girlfriend's personas?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, brother, let's go." Like, see, Taco understood the bare minimum. He was just like, "Hey, can I do this?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, bro, just fucking ask.
Literally, if the Canadian artist Taco Draws, creator of the webcomic Obsidian Blaze, can do it, then all of you can as well. Okay, it's not difficult.
Yeah, it's
Love.
It's not hard to ask.
It's just courtesy. Just do all that. Also, hello everyone.
Hi, Ontario.
Hey.
Hello, Ontario.
Yeah, like for a good example, I asked Ontario to draw like at least one thing, and I gave him permission. And like I asked him and all that, and he's cool with it. As long as I ask, he'll be fine. Is that right?
I am perfectly fine with that. Also, just anyone out there, you are free to draw my titties. Draw the titties as much as you like. I give you my consent. Just if you're doing kink shit, I don't mind. I just don't want to see it.
Yeah, like
Not the tickle bitty perms.
Like, that's basically what it boils down to me, too. Is, like, if you want to draw, like, your basic-ass pornography of my characters, of my OCs, I don't fucking care. I don't give a shit. I'll retweet it even. But, like, you've gotta, like... Dog, my brother in Christ, please just don't draw me. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, like...
I don't want to be the one sexualized, please! Please!
See, and that's the thing. I'm all for being sexualized. I just want people to ask first. Like, that's me.
Yeah.
That's my problem. That's the weird part about the situation I was in back.
You want to have agency over your own sexualization.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Unlike Hedon the asexual, I'm a sex haver. I'm a very large sex haver. I just want to have the agency over my sex having, and it's so weird that there was a person who didn't ask when, as he didn't put it earlier, I'm someone who would who has a good chance of being very easy to approach about that shit.
My other thing with it, my thing with it is like, I literally got into heavy ass like commentary beef because someone couldn't respect boundaries, saying I quote asked for sexual harassment. I'm like, babe, I really didn't. Just because I talk about it sometimes, it's not an open invite.
Yeah,
No,
It
like,
really ain't.
like
It's
I don't know how to stress to some motherfuckers that like, if I talk about something of my own free will, that's different than you making unsolicited comments about me.
Yeah, we need like you know what we need for big hard-hitting Heaton moments on stream? You need to add a key jingle sound effect.
Jingle jingle.
Dangle the keys. Yeah, jingle jingle. Pay attention.
This is important.
I do love I do love the jingle jingle joke that I thankfully incorporated into my recent video
Hell
from 2
yeah.
weeks ago.
Bro, speaking of videos, I have so many good content ideas that I've gotten from not just being pigeonholed into fighting games now. Oh my god, they're so incredibly sexy. I can't lie.
I'm so excited.
So we got a newcomer here.
Hi,
Oh, yeah,
Lynn.
Newcomer here.
That's
Yo, I'm just seeing like, because I've got your stream open on a different tab, Heaton, and just seeing my profile picture just in the middle.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't have a doll.
yeah.
I know, but it's like this profile picture in particular is just so perfect to be the one to stand out. Like,
You've got 4 dolls, a mochi, and the mummy hole sign.
I was about to say no. Yeah, there's a chat where you can put your reference in for the doll reference. By the way,
Yeah.
It's
Bitch,
very
this ain't Peppa Pig. This is Pepega Pig.
I know, but the way it's cut off on the stream, it makes it look like it's a mochi with cat ears.
or perhaps
Yeah.
or this is Poggers, or perhaps Pepega.
No, this is Pepega Pig.
I need.
You are truly weird, champ. Is that a?
Pingus.
You're
Pingus
truly weird, champ.
my stream, it's gone offline. You are truly weird, champ.
No, you need the stream goes offline. You're like, oh. What?
See, I'm just thinking about the Maxor quote now, because the Maxor brain rot runs through my fucking head meat.
Who said I like how this stream has become the sex cock and pussy stream?
It do
So
feel
the
like
last conversation was Heaton was Ace, and Wing wants everyone to rail Ace.
it's so true.
I did say that. Anyway,
I love eating while I'm in conversations with other people.
Oh yeah,
no,
it's great.
No, correct that. You love eating while in conversations with me. Let's not
Just-
pretend like this isn't
Do we
entirely
now?
what I'm doing.
Either just waiting for a spit take.
Yeah,
It's
like
so-
me when I see like the clips from what's it, Zach's stream last night after I had gone to bed, and it was just like someone was just like it was someone was just saying that they were a whore, and then Zach was just like, "Come on, Danica's right there."
No, I
No,
remember that because,
the
like,
quote was Heaton was like, yeah, I'm a major horror fan. And
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, I thought you were gonna say you're a major horror, and I was like, Danica's right there.
Yeah, that's
as
it.
a prolific horror writer, and it's like I
I
thought
was
we were
a-
gonna say as a prolific horror, and we're like, no, Danica's right here.
no, yeah. Here's the
come on
thing.
now.
Keaton's a prolific horror writer. I'm a prolific horror. Know the difference.
Yeah, know your streaming personalities, chat. That really, yeah, like they're the 3 genders of streaming personalities, right? So there's Danica, where it's like, you know, gonna talk about sexy shit, gonna talk about like very interesting games and cool hyperfixations. Then you have Heaton, your art streamer, your lovely art streamer with a very big tangent for big brain, and the chat licks batteries. And then you have me, which every time I enter conversation. Well, no, it's not my chat licks batteries. I lick batteries. I literally enter every VC with, I put a whole bag of jelly beans up my ass. EMP activated.
No, it's just like when you were like, yeah, Heaton is a very, very intricate person with very sophisticated opinions. Also, their chat eats batteries.
I don't know why you keep doing it. I have I have two things that every time I do a collab with a cool person that I like, the two things these motherfuckers do is they throw me under the bus. Is they start talking about licking batteries, and during my fucking PowerPoint stream, they kept consistently spamming Big Boss like Santa Claus so that Prism had to say something about it. And I'm like, God damn it, I wanted to not talk about this! You suck!
Okay, hang on. I would like to say, I think chat is currently making a correction, Heaton. They are not licking batteries, they're eating uranium.
Please don't
Besides,
do that.
if you want, we can have them spam the chat with something else, like, Paul Rudd and Buster Rhymes versus Michael Myers.
I'm sorry, what the fuck kind of words did you just say? And can you send that to me?
I forgot that I still have to draw that.
Yes.
So
yes, you do.
So in what is it? It's not H2O. It's
in the beginning.
No, it's Halloween Resurrection.
It's Halloween Resurrection.
And Halloween 6.
Yeah, in Halloween Resurrection, Michael Myers fights Buster Rhymes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And gets electrocuted in the nutsack.
Yeah, that's fun.
And I have to draw. I know exactly what I'll draw too. I know exactly how I'll do it because it'll be funny.
Me making my dinner before I got here was such a good idea. I definitely am very happy with my life choices.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
So
It's
really nice eating.
This is so
I
funny.
do.
Well,
This is so funny. Oh, I have to show you something really quick. Hang on. Let me get
I do love that like people say that chat is a reflection of the streamer. And the thing is, I think that goes two different ways, because I don't think Heaton's is a reflection of I don't think mine or Heaton's chats are very reflective of the streamer, because my chat definitely inherited my fighting game autism, right? So because of this, they didn't inherit the meme culture that I have, though. So my chat is either I love femboys or here's a 510 Lee May combo right the fuck now. And then I'm over here playing like my 24th soundbite in the last 10 minutes.
Because these bitches out here being like, either they're really sophisticated and they have very intelligent opinions and they are like smart enough to cure cancer, and then there's another one just called Femboy Lover 69 scrolling the 17th tab of the Femboy like tag on Twitch.
My favorite, I was about to say last night, there's just some guy in X stream all night that just over and over, I like femboys, and I was sitting there because I'm like, do I fucking say something?
No, you do not, because this brain rot is normal. There are exactly two types of cultured Zooknoot cool viewers. There are, in fact, here is the 510 Lee May combo, and here is how to use three bars, 2 cameos on Takeda, and here's how to like become fucking Grandmaster in Grand Blue. And then there is I love femboys, and I'm just like, that's cool.
I was just like,
to hydrate your dreams, slurp slurp.
I was just
slurp like me on my weekends.
I'm like,
shit.
Do I say something? Is this okay?
No, it's fine. I don't care. If anything, it just keeps my chat engagement up, so I really don't give a fuck. Unless they're like actually being annoying. Then it's
good attitude, all right? Good attitude.
Yeah, it's like when oh my god.
My chat is great because like I'll sit here and have like this profound take about like something about media or horror or something, and chat will sit there and be like and they'll provide me excellent jumping off points, and I feel like we can have, for the most part, a very good back and forth discussion, and I've even had some very nice civil disagreements where chat has either changed my mind or helped me see a different perspective. So I have lovely intelligent people in my chat, but all of you are also, as I've said 1,000 times, fuckers affectionate.
Yeah.
Because you'll talk about licking batteries. Some motherfucker came in here and told me that he can't have shit in Detroit because somebody broke into his house and stole his whole fridge. Some of you talk about not being able to tie your own shoes, Mo. But like,
are you threatening me in Skechers?
Like Emma's Jeffrey? Nah.
Motherfuckers,
oh my god.
Motherfuckers will just come in my chat and be like, yeah, here, let me tell you about, like, the fact that I can't, like, one of my favorites things ever was like, I don't remember which of you it was, so if it's you in chat, then sound off. But I was like, what do you guys do for a living? I'm curious. And a bunch of you were like, and I'm like, if you're willing to share. And a bunch of them were like, I'm an artist, I do freelance, I work retail. And then somebody in here is like, I'm an environmental eco-scientist. I'm like,
Yeah?
I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, I'm
And you're here?
they're like, I'm doing my master's so that way I can do eco-science for like the Department of Ecology in the government. And I'm like, Pog, what are you doing here?
No, literally.
Yeah, it's just like, go cure cancer or something.
Like,
No, literally.
I just have like, and it's one of my favorite things about my chat is that I have like a remarkably diverse group of individuals with very cool interests and like specialities. So I'll sit here and just have someone in my chat be like, yeah, I do XYZ, so like here's why this is wrong. And I'm like, ah, damn, cool, Pog.
Yeah,
Honestly,
you're
the
able to have like civil debates with your chat. Mine is a fucking riot. Danica, I don't know what your chat's like. What is your chat like?
Oh, that I'm so glad you asked. So my
Oh, no.
chat is fascinating because you have the people because you have like the people in the chat who will add on to what's ever being discussed in VC on stream. You know,
Yeah.
they'll bring up points that will be that people in chat that people in call will sometimes use as jumping off points to continue a conversation. You have the people in my chat who somehow say the most unhinged, horny shit about fictional characters unprompted. Shout out to one Felicia in particular for her very, very unhinged Sonic the Hedgehog takes, by the way. Long story.
I think the conclusion that we can come to is all of our chats have
Are
neurons
insane.
diverging in all
like-
directions.
And especially shout out to the regular in my chat who was able to look at the guns of my avatar and
Oh no.
and theorize what caliber they would be.
See, that is not where I thought that shit was going. But you know
Yeah.
what? Sound off. Shout out to Danica's chat for real.
You know, and then I'm like, how were you able to do that? And the guy was like, oh, National Guard. I'm like, what? What are you doing here?
Why are you here?
No.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What do
no,
you
okay,
mean?
here's the thing. Like, listen. I want somebody to come into my chat and just be like, oh yeah, like I'm like really fucking rich and successful. And I was like, all right, send me your picture on Twitter and I will let you know if we can link up.
Nah,
Like-
okay. But nah, it's
like-
just because, like, it seems that, like, every single Twitch streamer has, like, who's been doing it for, like, at least somewhat decent amount of time, has that one person in the chat who's, like, a fucking Columbia-educated lawyer, or is, like, an incredibly successful heart surgeon, or something along those lines, where, like, because it's, like, remember that being, like, a thing with, like, and to be fair, Zach, I think this actually puts you in like on pretty good tracks to get some real cheddar soon at some point, because we've got people that were like, there was this guy in Finster's Twitch chat who
Yeah.
like his name was like 10 Muses, and he was like a retired doctor with like more money than God. And
Oh,
he's
was he a
just-
furry?
I don't know, but
Furries
like,
canonically have more money than God.
I mean, maybe in that case, but like,
True.
it's just because he was just out here being like, all right, cool, I'm just gonna throw so much money at Finn because it's funny.
A lot of my comms come from furries with insane day jobs, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Oh,
and-
yeah. Like, go into any corporate setting, motherfucker, someone has a Fox persona. Like, someone in there has a fursuit currently being commissioned.
Brother,
Yeah,
Somebody-
what the fuck do you mean I'm not logged in, brother? What?
Like,
It's funny.
like we've got like Janet over there, who's like the secretary, or even actually not fuck being the secretary, is who just
Janet's
is
an
the
avian.
person-
Fuck off.
Hold on a second. I
Like,
I
she's
mean,
just
that's
out
not
there.
hard. God is a broke ass bitch.
She's just out there being like, the point is right, she's just out there like developing the next generation of fully autonomous weaponry, and then she just goes onto Twitch and gives all of that money to Ellie Momelli.
No, they're like the furries are out here curing cancer while liking some ship art.
I was about to say, a furry did create a certain vaccine like a couple years back, so
Yeah, like straight up. Well, here's the thing. I think that does lead into a larger conversation on how fandom culture really does enrich your brain in different ways. Like people that are into like the sciences and shit also look for outlets in the humanities very often, and I think furries are a byproduct of that. Like in many ways, at least because of like modern like fandom culture, it is a really easy way to access things like art, storytelling, things like that. So people who are constantly enveloped in the sciences will strive to find that in some way. So that's how we end up with furries curing cancer. If anyone clips what I just said, send it to me immediately, because that's like a Matt Pat non sequitur if I've ever spoken one.
Oh, it's so is.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game
those.
Theory. Today
Yeah.
we're going to discuss why furries are curing cancer.
Could you imagine a map?
Not even. It's like what the 1930s Utah Five Nights at Freddy's non sequitur that's so fucking funny for no
but-
reason.
So fucking good.
Okay, but could you guys imagine if Matt Pat was a furry and we just didn't know?
I could envision what his persona would look like.
Oh, same, bestie. True.
Actually, so funnily enough, so speaking of Matt Pat, let's talk about a FNAF related thing, because
I am the person who came up with the pun of Kitten Mitsuru once.
you also came up with my next short, which is Oswald, Where's My Taco Bell?
Yes!
Give me that. Give me that. Give me that, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Fabric.
Okay, so
Gordita crunch.
yeah, he trying to get a fucking Baja Blast free, but no. So the thing is, so for anyone who doesn't know, I minor in pop culture in college, and I was offered. Back in November of last year, I was offered to go speak at a conference at a college that's about an hour away from where I live. And I was like, fuck it. I'm going to try and submit something. I don't think I'll get in, so I'm going to just do something that's off the fucking walls insane. So I wrote about FNAF lore, and I explained how FNAF and how its like rapidly increasingly weird plotline contributes to how modern pop culture is supposed to be so rapid fire because of how consumerism works. So I wrote about that, and I'm like, I'm not getting in. I was a main speaker at this fucking convention. And I shit you, I think I tweeted something at the time. I'm like, I am sitting in a room talking about Five Nights at Freddy's lore with people with fucking doctorates. What is this timeline? And it was the funniest conversation I have ever had in my life. And it was like actually really fucking insightful on how pop culture evolves in real time, using Five Nights at Freddy's as a fucking example. It was gorgeous.
We're out here using we're out here using the Bite of 87 as an ideological framework to talk about how awful consumerism is.
Quite literally, yes, and it was fucking gas, okay? I didn't, like, get anything, like, for going, like, I wasn't paid or anything. That'd be funnier if I was, but I wasn't paid or anything to go. I was just, like, offered a bunch of shit once I got there, which was nice.
Have I told you all about the social commentary found in hit Netflix series Neo Yokio?
No, literally, I'm waiting for someone to do that shit. Because I was offered to go back, okay? Like, I was offered to go again next year. If I go, I'm going to do more funny ass shit, because messing with people is why I was put on this earth. How do you think Lio and I are friends? Like,
Lil Bro just talked. Lil Bro unironically just talked about Lenin at the banking conference, but did it with a gay bear robot and said, okay, now it makes sense, and they agreed.
When he said horror, you can see how.
I'm sorry if you're watching me just like while they're talking, you're just watching me sweat in the background. Is the fucking the thing I just downloaded, this hat reference, they're like, oh, you can bend the brim with object, shape, etc. And I'm like, where the fuck is this shape? What the fuck keybind is that? What?
You're over here figuring out the keybinds. Well, we're like, here's how I trolled a college conference.
Shape keys. Ah!
Keaton is out here accidentally downloading a Yankee with no brim.
I figured it out. I found the slider. It's fine.
I have exactly 2 topics for if I want to go re-troll that convention. Would you guys like to pick it?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, my 2 options are Class of 09 and how dark humor can be incorporated into a modern society.
We don't need to hear the other one. That one's already winning.
Well, and then the other one was going to be actually a music one, and this one I actually end up like doing this for my thesis. The lyricism of Kendrick Lamar's "To Pimp a Butterfly."
You see, that's what
I
the
somehow knew
intellectual
that when you
is.
talked about doctorate and doing doctorate studies and shit and like academic studies and saying this one was a music one, it's like it's gonna be Kendrick Lamar related.
As opposed to that, we could also do a PowerPoint on the Drake and Kendrick beef at the conference.
Nah, because that's the thing that we need to do, right? When there are these people out here who are working on their ability to, like, cure Alzheimer's disease and shit like that, we're gonna tell them about how while Jeffrey is beating off to his little anime book, we're gonna get fucked up on whippets and make out.
You're right.
You know, I am reminded so heavily
God, me too.
of how this is how I'm reminded of, like, how I am surrounded by so many interesting people with deep thoughts about the craziest subjects.
You see, this is what happens when this is the whole, like, the chat reflects the streamer shit, right?
Yeah.
So when you have autism...
Like, and I say this as the bitch who made, like... As I say this as the bitch who like 2 weeks ago made like a nearly 16-minute long video going, hey, here's how an obscure Konami game is secretly one of the deepest heartfelt love letters to an art medium that's been around for decades. Like, so clearly
you realistically could speak at this conference too.
I could go up I could go up on that conference and just pop off.
You actually could.
You would go to that conference, right? And you would, unironically, you'd go to that conference and you'd just talk about Rhea Ripley's muscles.
Listen, like, you know what? Like, okay. The thing is, it would be incredibly funny to talk about Class of 09 in that setting, though. Like,
yeah, you are out there with these people.
See,
sorry, Ivan.
You're good. But I think, like, because there's a valid argument to be made that, like, Class of 09 only works in the context of hating every single character for different reasons. And that would be what I talk about is, like, are we only okay with dark humor when it's something that we, like, can personally relate to? Or, like, where we can see the worst in these people and therefore remove ourselves from it?
See, I don't think it boils down to removing yourself from it. I think that dark humor, the thing about dark humor, right, is that it's at its best when it mocks the situation and not the victims.
Yeah, 'cause, like, what was like the Terry Pratchett line where it's like you need to not mock the victim, otherwise it's just a form of bullying.
Yeah, otherwise because, like, the thing about Class of 09 that works where a lot of shit that tries to be similar doesn't, is because the point of Class of 09 is that Nicole's, like, main irritation comes at the fact that nobody's fucking doing anything about anything.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
The satire isn't, like, that these people are doing a particular thing, it's that they're not doing the right thing.
Yeah, or it's just, like, the dialogue being, like, on fucking point. And also the fact that Class of 09 does act, in a sense, like, as a form of nostalgia for 2000s kids. Like, because there is a lot of things that are accurate to the late 2000s.
Please don't say nostalgia in 2000s, kids. You're making me feel even older.
Like
When the game
wanna,
takes place, I was 2.
Shut up!
I do want to kind of go off like real quick about the concept of me speaking at this conference, because one, I would save the essay about Rhea's muscles for when I have to speak at a pride parade. Let's get that out of the way, okay?
You're right.
yours
You're
would be
right.
the
Okay, yeah.
Yours would be the 3-hour lecture about why Hi-Fi Rush is the best game of all time.
Yes.
See, normally I would. Normally I would respond with "Let me finish my own sentences," but someone
no
guessed
need.
it. For once,
Actually-
someone guessed it and was actually right instead of showing their horrible lack of knowledge about me as a person. So, congrats, Ontario.
Actually,
Look, is that
Danica,
good-
you probably could make a presentation on Hi-Fi Rush, and I could because here's the thing, you sent me Hi-Fi Rush, and I looked at the gameplay, and I was like, oh my god, this is literally this is Satisfaction the game. Like, you could reasonably make an argument for how music and games do intertwine to make quality experience.
Literally, that's the thing. That's the thing about the game that makes it in my opinion, the gold standard of action combat, because it understands that the key to that genre is satisfaction that leads to naturally wanting to learn the game. Because you learn the game naturally without realizing it, because you just have fun experimenting with the base mechanics, and that's why it's so fucking good. And I could in fact just talk about that for 3 hours.
I would actually argue that you could make a larger presentation on that. Put Killer Instinct in there as well, because Killer Instinct is a game that legitimately uses music to its advantage in making something feel grander than it is. Sound design is so fucking important in media we consume, and we don't talk about it enough.
Listen, Listen, I get it. You like Hi-Fi Rush, and that's cool and base of you. However, the best action game of all time is Ultra Kill, and it's not done yet.
Hold on.
Well, okay.
Hold on. Actually, give me one moment. I'm creating a new folder in my in productions folder for future video ideas called
You're welcome.
Hi-Fi Russian sound design. This is happening now. Thanks, Zach.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Honestly,
We could collab and make it like Hi-Fi and Killer Instinct and maybe another game to make an overarching thesis.
Well, Zach.
I'm listening.
You wanna?
Maybe a little bit.
You could do the thumbnail art.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
Oh, we can talk. We need to talk at DMs later, Zach. This collab is so Julia.
Oh, we're so Julia right now. I will say. Oh my god, there was another thing that I wanted to bring up. Shit.
I need to at
being
some
planned
point
in
make
in my fucking stream calls. Hell yeah.
What?
I need to at some point make a video essay on how Kendrick versus Drake is actually a masterclass in not just the art of battle rap, but also just the art of war in general.
Thought you were going to say bullying with my whole chest.
No,
They're very similar.
I think that it's a masterclass on how rap as an institution, because for anyone who doesn't know, I looked into this a little bit. Rap was very much gatekept up until Kanye broke onto the scene. And he did a lot.
You also watched Defty Signifier.
Maybe. Where Kanye breaking into the scene made it so that rap was no longer something that was gatekept by the radio, gatekept by the culture. But because of this, it's how we ended up with people like Drake, and Kendrick is very much a product of the culture rather than Drake being a product of the age we live in. So when Drake ended up getting taken down by Kendrick, when he said, "I'm what the culture's feeling," he was correct, because the culture never enjoyed much of Kanye or Drake as institutions and what they stood for in rap, which is that anyone could do it, which, as we know, is not fully true. And considering how Kanye and Drake both spectacularly fell from grace, it's not crazy to think of
No.
Kanye's fall from grace had less to do with his music and more to do with him.
Well, now it's very much about his music. I will say that. The last couple of years, it was about the fact that he was just generally a piece of shit. But when Vultures happened, my god, the nosedive was truly spectacular.
No. You misunderstand. Anybody can do it. Not everybody can do it well.
You're right,
I-
but that's also like why Drake was made fun of in like the culture for so long.
I'm feeling whenever the downfall of Kanye is brought up, my first thought is always late registration was good. Late registration was good. How did this happen? Late registration was good.
Well, the thing is, like, his first trilogy of albums is genuinely like, and Pablo as well. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is also really good. Like his first like 5-ish albums are genuinely really good. Then he like had some mid moments. He had some highs. As soon as we hit Donda, we were over. It was so over, you guys. Like,
And to be fair, he went a very long time without being mid. He clearly had a lot to artistically say.
He did. Yeah.
Compared
Like,
to other people.
he really did, because Kanye was very much coming out of, he was a product of not being in the culture. Like, that is absolutely the case for him. But like the culture being gatekept, like it's not a great thing, but also it's how we ended up with people like Drake.
It's done over.
Bruh, I get back, like, very, very ready to continue the topic before of, like, the fucking art thesis of what the presentation to these events is gonna be, and here we are.
Well, no, we're talking about kind of both, like, because of the Drake Kendrick beat, but we were also talking about sound design and Hi-Fi Rush and Killer Instinct.
Oh no, yeah.
Valid.
Zach,
Okay,
you
I was about to
may-
say, 'cause I was gone for 2 minutes. Like,
Oh, a
Zach-
solid. Hang on.
Yeah?
I'm diverting back to the
No,
original.
go ahead. Go ahead.
To the original bit here. New information come out, says Dio. Sebastian now wears a wedding ring and has a picture of Zeram's Roblox avatar on his desk, and now the picture becomes clearer. Supposedly, Zeram's also been shitty to people who've been posting their OCs with Sebastian, but I haven't seen any proof of that. I think my point still stands. It's her character. People have been comparing her to a Sans fangirl, but that's not what's happening here. I don't think because Sebastian is her character. She owns him. She created him. And if she decides no more ship art in my Discord, then she's not obsessive for that. And
She's
I
not.
agree!
Yeah, W take, W take. I do need to
What's
go piss
going on?
girl, but W take.
sorry, what's going on?
So we
Explain.
were talking about this earlier, that this Roblox creator, right, was catching strays because she said sick. Oh, sorry. I got sent something else. Never mind. So this Roblox creator's catching strays because she said in the public server for her game that she didn't want people to post ship art with her characters. She was like, please don't post that in this server. Not that she didn't care if they did it in general. It was just, don't post it in this server. I don't want to see it. And people are like, oh, you're obsessive. You're so controlling of them. You're a fucking freak for like, and it's like, dog, it's her characters. She gets to set the rules.
Furthermore, it's also her server. Like, I'm sorry, but like, are you gonna call someone something similar because they say like, hey, none of this thing in my server? Like, it's their server. A Discord server is not a democracy. If you don't like it, you're free to leave.
Exactly. They're like, oh, you're like a fucking weird obsessive Sans fangirl. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, weird obsessive Sans fangirl, yeah, and you have a pile of unfilled out job applications that you should probably get to right about now.
Like, the thing about this that kills me, that like irritates the living shit out of me, is that I've well, yeah, but like,
I would say besides teenagers.
Yeah, the thing is, right, I think that something that a lot of fandoms have to, not even fandoms, people in fandoms have to come to terms with, is that there's this huge fucking problem with entitlement.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Allegedly.
A lot of these people think that they're like entitled to like be perceived, like, that's it. You know what? That's the whole thought. They're entitled to be perceived, and they're simply not.
I was about to say, I mean, fandom culture in general has always had this problem for like a solid decade at this point.
Yeah,
Maybe even longer if you look backwards, about how for some inane fucking reason so many like larger like people within like larger fandom spaces have a bad habit of attracting people who have this weird entitlement to certain things within said space. I mean, lest we forget, I'm a veteran of the Voltron fandom.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think it's a recurring problem in modern fandom spaces because there is now more connection to the creators, that people are now under this unbelievably broken belief that they're entitled to the creators' time and attention, and that their voices are equally and they're not. And it's not even that as well. Like, this is something I think a lot of people... I have a lot of issues, but like the best examples of them come from the My Hero community. Because a lot of people in the My Hero community who are like my age are insistent that this is a space for them inherently, and it's just not.
Man, I sure do love when grown adults are fans of a piece of media aimed at a younger audience and then feel entitled to things that the series is clearly never going to go for because it is not you are not the target demographic.
Like, it's not even that you're not the target demo. It's, for me, it's,
There are examples of that, though.
Yeah, oh yeah. I've seen adults with with their whole chests in complete and utter po-faced seriousness that My Hero is not, they're like, no, this is meant for adults. And it's like, no, it's fucking not.
Hey.
Wow.
Fucking Jump is a magazine that is marketed towards teenage boys. You are a 30-year-old woman. This couldn't be less for you.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. So you're saying...
Bro, you mentioned the word woman in a sentence and all two of Danica's brain cells fry.
No, hold on. I'm putting pieces together. Give me a minute. Eden.
Mm-hmm.
Are you telling me that a fan base for a piece of media aimed at a young audience that managed to gain a fan following online of people of the opposite binary gender who are adults has a group of people from that adult fandom who are trying to cope and convince themselves that this thing is secretly aimed at them despite not being the target demographic?
Yeah. Never heard of something like that happening before. But,
Damn, that's crazy.
Lord, no! My Hero is just MLP again!
You know what?
But for grown women instead of grown men. Fucking shit!
You know what? I'm going to take a bold step forward.
Go ahead. Do it. Do it. Take the step. Do it.
Not only is it like MLP in that way, it is also like MLP. There is that side of the fandom also makes it like MLP in the same way that it puts NSFW in contact with children. I'm so tired of this. I talked about this a while back on TikTok, and I'll talk about it again. Hey, this community isn't for you. And I don't understand how people will say with their whole chest, like, why are the teenagers in this fandom so fucking horny? Why are they posting all of this sexual shit? I don't know, dickhead! Maybe it's because you're an adult who flooded a minor space with pornography, and now the kids want to participate in it! Shut the fuck up!
Damn, is it so hard not to abuse kids?
Like, I can't, like... It's bananas. Like, people will talk to me. People will talk about, like, the way that, for example, like, the Danganronpa community is, right?
I remember something like that in AA.
And I'll be like, yeah, like, the motherfuckers will talk about, like, they're fucking walking kids around on leashes. Yeah, I wonder why! Could it be because you flooded their community with pornography? And now all of these children were exposed to kink shit at a way too young age and are now trying to be cool like the popular people in their community? I wonder why!
The amount of TikToks I've seen where people have like, you know, amusingly looked back. Obviously, you know, it's fine to joke about your own experiences. I want to put that out there. Like, I'm not mocking these people for referencing this. I want to put all the tape possible when I recount this.
Yeah.
But like, I've seen more than one person post about how when they were like in high school, they joke where it's like my face in high school, like when I was a teenager and my parents wouldn't let me buy literal bondage gear. It was for a Junko cosplay.
Exactly. Like, this is the shit that infuriates me, because I'm listening to grown adults talk about, like, why is this community full of minors that are so hypersexual? Like, yeah, no fucking wonder! Because you fucking flooded their community with porn, and they want to be a part of it because they're children and want to feel more adult. You can't do this! You're the one who's in a place you don't belong!
I would say, maybe either be a more responsible adult in this space, you know, doing stuff like putting that kind of content somewhere that's far less accessible, maybe, or just being, in general, being more responsible, or maybe, just maybe, leave the space that's not designated for you, and, because, like, I'm not against adults having, like, being interested in media aimed at an audience younger than them. That's not my problem. That's whatever. That's fine. I'm currently on the mission to reclaim my former enjoyment of MLP back from the trauma that it's currently associated with. It's a strong journey. You give me about a year. Anyway, but I'm all for that. However, the issue comes when you, as a grown woman, are in a fandom for a piece of media aimed at a younger audience, and then proceed to get mad when this fandom is full of stupid and annoying children. Gee, I wonder why. I wonder why they're here.
Yeah, I wonder why this fandom's full of children. It's probably because it's not fucking for you.
You walked into a piece of media aimed from a magazine aimed at literal fucking middle to high schoolers, and now you're wondering why the fan base is full of obnoxious children. Maybe there's a little bit of self-awareness you're lacking.
Also, hot take, conversely, hey, for the love of motherfucking God, children, if you are told that you are not supposed to be in a space, do not breach boundaries to be in that space.
I'm begging you. Everyone of all age groups, understand some places you're not welcome.
You're just not welcome. Like, it's, for example, right? I've said repeatedly that my community is not for children. I don't want children in my community. For innumerable reasons. I don't want to have to be responsible. I don't want to have to tone myself back or be responsible for gatekeeping children when I'm talking about very, like, serious adult things, like, in stuff like horror, etc., etc. I make horror content, I like horror content, and I've said before that I'll practice what I preach. I don't think kids should be involved in horror content. So, of course, I don't want kids here. I don't do, like, 18 plus, like, I don't do, like, pornographic content, overly sexual or lewd content. I don't want to be responsible for you. This isn't a fucking daycare. I'm not here to take care of and mind the well-being of children, because that's not something that I want to lean my content towards. And part of my own personal ethics are that if I'm appealing to children, if children are my target demo, then I have to be mindful and responsible for them. But I don't want to, so go away!
No, yeah. And
Legit.
now here's the thing.
So much this is just genuinely the case that, like, TLDR, in a nutshell, where are your parents?
No,
Right.
because, like, here's the thing. I also keep a adults-only space, but for the other reason of I'm really sexual.
Mm-hmm.
I will first tell you that. Why? because my way of reclaiming bodily autonomy after spending my entire essence abused by people far older than me. And unlike the artists on my playlist, I actually know how to be responsible platform.
Cough.
I'm sorry, Dan, you said that right. I opened Twitter, and the first thing I'm seeing is something that you retweeted of Daisy ass.
Hi, welcome to it. But like, no, but seriously, unlike the artists on my Spotify playlist, I actually understand the responsibility with having my platform, and I realized, hey, because I have a platform where I'm overtly sexual and reference horny shit all the time, maybe I should tell the children to go the fuck away. So I do. You would think that would be a simple thought process, but we don't make jokes about Warped Tour for nothing, Chad. Is all I'm saying. Cough.
Yeah, I don't. Discord is dying. What do you mean Discord is dying?
Look,
Discord.
it's just like a thing. It legit just is a thing right now, and I can personally attest to this. But TLDR, being a kid growing up on the internet sucks.
It does.
It did.
Lynn and I both grew up on the fucking internet. It's ass.
Oh, homie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't. But like, the big thing that blows my mind, like I said, is consistently that I keep being forced into a place where I have to keep telling grown-ass adults my age that, like, you're not in a space for you. Like, you're not the target demographic of this thing that you're reading, and you have to understand that. Like, you cannot be shitty to children about the way that they enjoy a media that was made for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if it was them doing that because they were socially conditioned by you not knowing how to handle yourself around minors.
Exactly.
See, I have to. Normally, when I'm talking about this, it's normally because adults have weird expectations for kids' media, and not because we're having to tell grown adults that a lot of the issues currently plaguing a fandom aimed at children is caused by them not knowing how to act in a space aimed at children.
Straight up, like, that is why, even regardless of the fandoms I'm in, I am aware that fighting games pull such a vast audience, and that's mainly what my content is. My server is 18 plus because of that reason, and I'm keenly aware of that. Like, yeah. I don't play about that, because when I was growing up, I had people that were fucking weird around me while I was a minor, like, especially because of the game communities I ran in. And it only took me until I was, like, 19 to realize, like, oh, wow, like, those people were really fucked up around me and shouldn't have been doing the things that they did. And there was a pretty recent example of that where there was somebody I knew when I was, like, 14, 15, where me and my one friend, who is an IRL friend and someone I played games with for years, we looked back on that and we were like, oh my God, where we just, like, kind of sat there like, oh wow, we were children and this is an adult acting weird around us. Oh, like, it's a scary thing that sometimes you only catch in retrospect. So as an adult, it does become in some capacity your responsibility to keep your communities safe from that shit.
Yeah,
it's kind of the thing with what I do. It's why I'm so fucking strict about, like, the restrictions of my own audience, because as a child who was affected by similar shit, I look back on that in hindsight, go, wow, that was kind of fucked up. I don't want to be the cause of that for someone else. Better be a responsible adult.
Yeah, like, we're as adults, our responsibility is, and, like, this is the thing that kills me. When I originally posted on TikTok a long time ago, when I posted that I don't think that there should be I don't think PG-13 horror movies should exist for no nuance November, because there is more nuance to that, but for no nuance November, I thought that was a funny extreme sentence. And somebody used the word gatekeeping, and I just looked at that post and went, and I think I replied to that comment and went, yeah, this is a gate. This is in fact a gate I think we should keep. Surprise.
Yeah, Literally, just gatekeeping. Cry about it.
Literally, actually, yes.
Yeah,
Cry
like
unironically cry about it.
Like,
Like,
I do think that I think mascot horror in some capacity does contribute to the fact that a lot of kids get into horror too early.
Well, yeah, this
like
ties into this ties into the conversation that you and I had last night, where I was like,
where we were like we love FNAF, but also kind of fuck FNAF, because of the fact that it did contribute to like people getting into horror way earlier and also watering down concepts that are genuinely horrifying.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. Into the Pit is genuinely one of the scariest FNAF games I've played, and I just started playing it last night. It is scary because to me, it actually does depict the horror of FNAF a lot better because of one particular scene, kind of two. When you actually are like seeing the kids be stuffed into the bodies, like, and you have to rescue them as a child, and like you see the animatronics actually drag them away and you hear their screams, that's fucking terrifying. Like, it's genuinely really good for that, even though the game is like fully 2D. It's not like as 3D scary, but I almost think it's scarier because of the way it's set up.
Right.
But
it actually holds respect for the fact that it's literally about a man who, like, over his lifetime murdered like 16 children and effectively tortured them from beyond the grave.
The other thing is, like, the other scariest game to me, there's one scene in the FNAF VR games that stands out to me so well, and it's genuinely the most horrifying scene of FNAF. Like, the rare times where the developers actually get to take it this far because of the fact that they have to market to PG-13 horror, which is fucking stupid. So there is a scene in Help Wanted when you get all the tapes of about Glitch Trap, all 16 of them. When you get all of them, at the end, you are transported to a version of the VR where you are a child at Five Nights at Freddy, like at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. And you are the child, and you literally are walked through, and you get to the point where Glitch Trap throws you your birthday party, but you're the only guest. You're the only guest at your birthday party, and he leads you into the back room, and then you wake up, and you're on a stage. You're performing on a stage, but there's no audience.
Yeah,
you look around and you're in the fucking suit and you're looking at your killer as he dances to your melody.
That shit is fucking powerful.
Like,
that is so fucking good. And I hate that they can't always take it that far because of the bullshit marketing.
Yeah, because we were talking about this last night. It's like my favorite moment of horror in Five Nights at Freddy's is in Sister Location, when you hear the like real fear in Circus Baby's voice as she explains that she doesn't understand why she did it. She was like, when she goes, I don't know why I counted the children. And you can hear her starting to get more and more afraid as she realized that she crushed a little girl to death inside of her body because but she didn't know why. So she was just as afraid in that moment as Elizabeth was.
And the other thing is, like, there's another moment in Sister Location that I can piggyback off of there. When you hear her voice crack as she realizes what's going to happen to you, when you're in the scooping room, where she goes like, Funtime Foxy has been here today. Funtime Freddy has been here today. Ballora has been here today. And then you hear her voice crack on Circus Baby has been here today. And now you have been here today. Chills. Fucking chills. That was good shit.
You know what's also good, chills? I haven't played it, but I saw Mark probably doing a gameplay of it, but it was like it's like another thing for Sister Location, where it turns out you're playing as Mike Afton, and there's the cutscenes of he's slowly decaying and rotting, and then until he collapsed on the street, and your Circus Baby voice saying, "You won't die, you won't die." I just nightmares of that
shit.
Yeah, like genuinely,
I forgot to turn my
Like-
fucking rewards back on. Fuck. Sorry.
Thank you, Son. Everybody say thank you, Sonny. Thank you, Sonny.
I'll turn them back
Listen.
on later. I'm sorry.
Listen, like, there are some genuinely amazing horror moments in FNAF, but I do think that, like, we forget sometimes that it is a horror game because of the fact that the marketing is towards, like,
Well-
in many aspects, children, which really sucks because I think they could have gone for a more adult demographic, which I think...
You notice how most of what y'all are talking about is like Sister Location before. There's stuff in the VR that y'all are talking about too, but the majority of the actual scary shit is in Sister Location and before, and that's because after Scott Cawthon wanted to be done with it, like it started becoming more about the marketing than about the actual artwork.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is
that's
when Scott touches projects, there is horror in them, like more often. Like, because Security Breach, I think, is like one of the least scary FNAF games. And I was like really intrigued how they were gonna do the next part of the series. Because, like, obviously Help Wanted 2 had Easter eggs and shit in it. But like I was talking about the next game, which is Into the Pit. Into the Pit has Scott's horror on it. It really does, and it's because he did actually work on the game. And then the next FNAF game that Steel Wool's making is 2025. Like, I am very intrigued to see how this starts to pan out, because I do want another book game, like FNAF Into the Pit, because it is genuinely the best FNAF game that I've played so far. Because, one, it does not feel as much, at least right now, upon first playthrough. You know that thing where everybody doesn't like Sister Location as a game, but loves it as a YouTube video?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that is potentially what's going to happen to Into the Pit, and I really hope it doesn't. Because I'm playing through it right now, and my big thing is there is not a lot of choice in how you approach your nights.
No.
There are like 2 or 3 things that you can do to change your nights. The first thing that you can do is play the arcade games to impact your endings, and the second one is changing how you leave the house to impact your difficulty. Like, those are really the only things. The story is largely the same. I don't know how many endings there are. We've only gotten one so far, and it was like the easiest one where you just leave your dad. But like, other than that, I am genuinely like wondering how many endings are there, and like, are they actually that creative? Actually, I have a new idea. I want them to do FNAF Into the Pit, but with one of the other stories. Do it like fucking Kindergarten.
Yeah!
Make it more choice-based. Like, the blueprint is here. Like, Into the Pit is the fucking blueprint. Pull things from Kindergarten. Because Kindergarten is genuinely so good as a puzzle adventure pixel game, but it's also very terrifying, like, in some regards, but not for the same reasons. Like, you can put FNAF's horror into a Kindergarten landscape, and, like, it would work fucking perfectly.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. It's like one thing is as well is that like is at least giving me at least somewhat of a hope for FNAF as like for the future of the series is just the way that like it seems that it's pretty apparent to even the people who are responsible for the games being made now that the FNAF audience base is aging at this point. Like, it's a decade old now. Like, the people who, like, found it on Mark's channel ages ago and stuck with it ever since are,
They're 10 years older.
Yeah, like, they're having kids now. Like, and, like, especially with how all of the other stuff, like, Garden of Banban and games like that have, like, sort of given more, who sort of like taken much more of the market share of the like the whole mascot horror for kids shit because it's just much more of a saturated market now. I hope that's going to be at least somewhat of an indicator that they're going to cater more to the people who have stuck with FNAF for as long as they have.
That, and also like, I think not only that, but I think Into the Pit is so fucking good because this game is like not even. I don't think that they actually thought this game was going to do well, because it's
No.
based on a side thing. Like, Into the Pit is based off of the Fazbear Fright books, which did well. Like, they're really fucking successful because everything FNAF touches is successful. But Into the Pit is based off of something that is not supposed to be the main story, because what the fuck even is the continuity anymore? I think that this game is so good because they're just taking every fucking risk they can. Because they're able to. They don't know how it's gonna work, but it's fucking working. Like, this game, if I look right now... Hello and welcome to Investigative Journalism.
Also,
if
when
I
you're,
look for...
when you're done, y'all get to listen to me go on my fucking Poppy Playtime rant.
Oh,
True.
fuck,
By the way-
yes.
By the way, Zach, check your DMs. We're doing this now.
Got it.
Believe me, when it comes to the pending franchise as well.
But I'm looking at, FNAF Into the Pit. It has consistently peaked over 5K viewers every day since it's been out. Like, this game is doing exceptionally well. Like, especially for being such a new release, partially because of the 10th anniversary of FNAF, but also because the game is so different. I really hope they keep going with this. Like, because it's the ballsiest FNAF game. My only thing is I think people are going to look back on it with sister location eyes, being like, was the game actually that good?
I would say it kind of really depends on which kind of book they have to go through next time, because let's just say some of the books are interesting in a certain sense. And hey, Aaron, you're up.
I'm at Pat Empereg.
So
Jesus, Heaton, my
I was going to
God.
say hello, but I guess I could just leave.
Oh no, I'm so sorry, Aaron. I'm so sorry.
I get
It's not
Aaron,
your fault.
you'll learn to want it too. All right, that's all I have to say. Make
Oh
of that
my.
decision what you will.
Like,
I just
like-
I'm just kind of spot stealing from Untitled Zen.
no, you're good, you're good. Listen, okay. I will do, I will say one more point and then Poppy Playtime rant from the Heaton.
Yeah.
You insisted, Sonny! You insisted! I was going to ask him to drag you in. I was
Like,
trying to
I'm
make the
thinking
turn.
very much that, this is going to be one of the games, like, we're gonna like now, but we're not gonna like as much later. Unless they do one thing. If they make... I don't know if this is in the game. I haven't gotten that far. But if they actually do this, if they did FNAF 1 style, like, Into the Pit, they did a FNAF 1 style custom night with the pixelated style, I think this would easily be one of the best FNAF games ever. Like, hands fucking down. I think they would need too many assets for that, though. So maybe at some other point they could do it. Because the game is really solid narratively, but it's going to be a sister location, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Where it's genuinely one of the best moments of story writing, but it's going to be not great on replay value.
But Clara, the baby isn't mine.
Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna serve really, really well as a training ground for what the future of FNAF could be.
Yeah.
But like, it will look worse down the line once we've got more games that are like it with more stuff.
And what a
Yeah.
wonderful problem to have.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. Yeah, like, because this, okay, aside from the dad being hot, I do think the character design of this is also really fucking good, where they're using, like, pixelated style in this, and I think it's actually serving better for these older story-based games where they're talking a lot about the 1980s. I fuck with it heavy, because it feels like you're in the minigames constantly.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm a fan of it, especially with how, like, beautiful those, like, death scenes are.
My God, yeah. They're so clean and so well animated, and I'm just like, oh my God, you did not have to snap in such a fashion, but here we are, you know? Like, they ate that up. Poppy Playtime Rango.
So, listen. I'm turning the proverbial chair backwards. So, here's the thing, right? Plagiarism aside. Because
my specialty.
Oh, yeah.
because I watched a
I remember
playthrough.
that.
I watched a playthrough of Part 3. You thought you could sneak it past me. You thought I wouldn't notice. Are you stupid? Of course I noticed. You thought I was going to miss that entire speech on that fucking way down is just I chose Rapture. You're dumb. Of course I noticed. Fucking, it's so... Poppy has so many fucking problems, and I'm going to start with the most simple one, because this was the one that we were talking about at the clock tower last night. And that's, for the love of God, figure out what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
Because, alright, we were talking about this before, where I said my suspension of disbelief is being progressively more and more absolutely fucking annihilated with every passing game, right? And the best example of this is with part 3. Is because it went from here, let me pull a fucking a fucking pirate software here for a minute. I'll pull a Thor. So you had
Oh shit.
you had
Here we go again.
First, you had me believe... Dove, hello! Welcome! Thank you. You picked a hell of a time to raid. Hello there, my lovely Legionnaires. I'm Heaton Mitsuru, your friendly Eldritch Abomination VTuber. I'm a variety streamer. I draw. I play video games. And you're currently watching me draw while I have a rant about how much I hate Poppy Playtime.
Yeah.
So...
Hey, hi.
Also, we're the gaggle of fuckheads that join Heaton on stream. Hi.
Hi, Dove. How's it going? Hope you did well on stream.
So like,
yeah.
So here's like the middle segment of my suspension of disbelief, right? You had me, the thing we set before was like, in FNAF, for FNAF, it's that the animatronics come to life.
Mm-hmm.
And
They get a little quirky at night.
And they get a little bit quirky at night. And you know what? I can believe ghost shit happens and animatronic turn evil, right? Blah, blah, blah. Whatever, fine. Here's Poppy Playtime's, like, progression. It's like, okay. So the toys are evil. Alright. Cool. Fine. That's the conceit we've got. Alright, so now you want me to believe that, the toys are full of... The toys are not actually toys. They're some kind of, like, bioorganic organism that the toys are made out of? Or then modeled after? Alright, cool. Okay, so people who work for you are part of the toys, and this is the process. And then in 3, you'll lose me completely when you expect me to believe that there is an entire fucking... like, Ronald McDonald house full of hundreds of fucking orphaned children in a fucking underground basement with painted ceilings that we are just performing experiments on, and nobody's looked into that?
Yeah.
Ronald McDonald house wasn't even that good of a creepypasta, dude. What the hell?
Like, here's the thing, right? If it's just that, like, they have the kids... and that it's just an orphanage, that's totally fine and believable to me. Sure, fine. Of course. Lots of children's organizations have some sort of children's outreach or charity vis-a-vis the Ronald McDonald House, right? Where you lose me is the belief that, like, okay, you cannot expect me. You cannot be feeding me, fucking Playtime Co. that you have had multiple controversies, one of which being that your fucking CEO had a fucking dead body found in his backyard, and nobody thought, maybe we should investigate that factory full of children after we found a dead child in his backyard.
Yeah, no, not at all. Makes sense. 100.
Like, nobody's...
100%. Yeah, any questions?
And we were talking about this, is like, you could say a lot of things about Garden of Banban. God forbid I have and will. But, like, the thing about Banban is that it at least has the intelligence to be in a fucking white void. Like, Banban exists in a fucking, like, hammer space, right? It's a fucking pocket dimension. We don't talk about the outside world, so I don't have to worry about the logistics of this weird place. Because I don't care. And, like, most people don't care. But, like, the problem with Poppy Playtime is that they keep giving us insights into the world outside, and how the world outside, like, reacts to Playtime Co. And, like, this is the same thing as, like, how did people look at Umbrella Corporation and go, this is full of, like, upstanding, law-abiding citizens. Like, are you shitting me? And it's so fucking badly constructed that, like, you can see directly through it, like fucking tissue paper, immediately. And, like, nobody's, like, examining it with, like, a clear eye or a clear head, and you can fucking tell.
I thought, like, it's like a... Oh, go ahead.
You go ahead, Aaron. You go.
Yeah, when you initially brought up the plagiarism, I was like, oh, so we're gonna talk about the fact that the developers literally just bootlegged this entire game off of a game that already existed out of spite for a creator?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
man. I remember that take.
Like...
The thing of it is, right? Like, that's... I'm gonna go with that one's neither here nor there. I think the coincidences are suspicious, but I don't think there's enough of a smoking gun to say whether or not that's factually true.
Fair enough.
Do I think they did? Abso-fucking-lutely. But I don't have any proof of that. Given the way that they ripped off, given the way that you just play PT! But, like, PT doesn't exist anymore and was a fucking fever dream we all collectively had, I guess. It's like...
No, it was actually a pachinko machine the entire time.
Oh, God. In my restless nightmares.
Oh, dang.
Man, I sure do love being a fan of a Konami franchise. That's the best, isn't it, Heaton? Isn't it wonderful?
Oh yeah,
Man,
it's great.
I sure love...
Konami slander, baby.
Yeah, sorry, I had to get that out there. Carry
on,
I'm sorry.
My other recurring problem with Poppy is kind of... It's like it's a personal problem, right?
Yeah.
Poppy Playtime is not good mascot horror because, like, none of its designs are scary.
It's not, yeah, I agree.
Every single one of their monsters, and this was something that I've never seen anyone else mention. Maybe someone else has, but I've never seen it. Why are they all the same?
Yeah, like with the FNAF animatronics, at least they're all different. I will say though, with FNAF, I'm waiting for them to make a card game out of it.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've considered dabbling in the concept of writing mascot horror, but I've told myself if I ever go through with it, Keaton's co-writing that shit.
Cause like the thing about mascot horror inherently that like people keep seeming to fucking forget is that yes, you do have to in fact have a design that looks like it would be something that people would like. But, like, we talked about this last night, right? The reason that Five Nights at Freddy's works, and I've never seen another one that completely works the same way, or as well, is because, like, the thing is, Five Nights at Freddy's worked because it's falling off of, like, the same thing as, like, a creepy Chuck E. Cheese animatronic.
That and also...
But here's the thing, right? Here's where I'm going with this. Chuck E. Cheese is not scary, but Chuck E. Cheese animatronics are.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, full T, the fun part about FNAF that does make it scary is there's sort of like an underlying horror to it. Right. It's not as outwardly terrifying.
Right. The thing is, right, Five Nights at Freddy's jumps off of like, the idea of something that is not inherently terrifying becoming terrifying. But, like, Huggy Wuggy is not scary. Mommy Longlegs isn't fucking scary. And there's nothing... And we have not been presented with anything that paints them in a particularly more or less terrifying light than we already have. Like, it just, inherently, a bunch of shit about it just doesn't work. Because it's not scary. Because it doesn't want to be. Because if it's scary and unappealing, they can't sell stuffed toys to children.
They can't think about the merch sales.
Exactly.
Think of the bootlegs!
The craziest thing is that when I've considered the concept of making one, I've always told myself, if it ever happened, I would do shit that I've never seen this genre do before.
Right.
Because I am of
At this point, though, it's too saturated to say that there is something new.
Yeah, that's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm of the belief that every genre and subgenre has its value.
Mm-hmm.
There is guaranteed to be something good, even in genres where I have no reason to believe there is. But my problem with a lot of mainstream mascot horror, and I say mainstream because I've seen some pretty solid stuff from the things that don't get tons of off-brand Funko merch or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But the stuff that manages to get popular within the genre, it all kind of feels like it feeds from the same like camp of like you bring up Poppy Playtime or Ban, you know, and like those feel like they're trying too hard to be FNAF adjacent to me.
Right.
Like that's my thing. It's like, because when I think of the idea of mascot horror, you take something that most people associate with like a period of nostalgia, you know, maybe, you know, tap into that sort of vibe. Like, say what you may, good or bad, about Bendy and the English.
That was actually
Oh, yeah, I love
Oh,
Bendy.
I fucking hate Bendy.
But I want to... Okay, that was literally just that One Piece panel. But
I was about to
it was
say,
Patterson
it's
and
the fucking One Piece panel of this cherry pie
But
is so good I could die. This cherry pie is so bad I could die.
Listen. Okay. My thing with mascot horror is like it works at its best when it's not trying to be, because I've seen some people call Buckshot Roulette mascot horror because
I'm going to punt a child across a cliff.
That works, but like, I've heard people call Buckshot mascot horror, but the reason, and then I asked why, and they said it was because the characters are so iconic that it becomes mascot horror. It's not intending to be. It's just good character design. And I was like, I feel like that's wrong somehow.
That's not what fucking words mean.
That's not how genres work.
Unironically, take the 14-year-old with a Twitter account who gave that absolute dogshit opinion and get them to do their maths homework instead, please.
Hang on, no. I got you. Where is it?
Go do your homework, you literal children.
Factually true. This is the shit that fucking infuriates me. But like, I think in and of itself, right? Like, I have some ideas for mascot horror. I did one for a subathon reward, where I would like to see people play more with submechanophobia, because I feel like that's rife with good shit.
Wait, definition, please?
Submechanophobia is the fear that people have of like mechanical things. So like think like a park animatronic, but underwater.
Yeah, I was about to mention, like, for example, how Disneyland and Disney World back then has, Submarine Voyage or, 20 Leagues Under the Sea, and you have all these undersea animatronics everywhere, and once one of the rides closed down, they kind of rot and decay over time, and they look really horrific.
Yeah, they're super creepy. I think submechanophobia imagery is cool as hell, but, for example, Dio's fucking terrified of it, which is why every time, he's a little shit and wants to be shitty to me, I'm like, yeah, just remember that I'm part of a bunch of groups that share submechanophobia images, and I will send you images of that fucking Disney dragon that's submerged and half rotted, you piece of shit.
With his head stolen.
And he's like, I would cry. And I'm like, yeah, I know. That's why it's a threat. And then I don't.
Okay, so
And then I don't actually because I'm a friend.
yeah, it's like, does anyone here care about Cyberpunk 2077 spoilers?
No.
All right, Chad, I got a simple question for you.
Okay.
What's that?
Will it kill?
Oh no, I was like, honestly, like that's a question for Chad.
Boop, boop. I think it's a fair thing to be creeped out by, because, like, I've seen them. They're spooky.
Yeah.
But that's why I like them, is because they're spooky and deeply unsettling.
Oh, actually, I do have a... when it comes to, like, the subject of, like, I guess, like, misaligned fandoms, and when it comes to horror, Yandere Simulator.
Oh,
no, that's just. I wouldn't even call that bad horror. That's just a grossly disguised fetish.
You know what? You've activated another rant.
Nah, man, I wanted to turn on the rant soapbox. No, go ahead, it's your stream.
I fucking hate. I hate Yandere Simulator for a reason that you totally might not expect.
Is it the lore?
Got it.
No.
Because that's why I hate it.
This is going to sound like a wild sentence, and you're going to have to hear me out.
And really quick before you do, Heaton, I need to ask a very important question. I'm moving over to Clip Studio, EX or Pro?
I use Pro.
Okay, got it. Continue.
So, I don't think it commits to its bit. I think
it really doesn't.
I think Yandere Dev's a fucking pussy. I think he's a pussy, and I think Yondev is weak, and I think Yandere Simulator's weak sauce. A lot of people, so many people were like, "Oh, it goes too far. It's not extreme enough." Listen. I don't know how to convey to you that, like, we've talked about this before on this channel and in these streams, where I've said that, like, especially when it comes to, like, real world shit, you have to, like, be mindful and tag your shit. And you do. And that's fair. And you should. But the thing about that also is that when you're going to do something like this, if you pull punches, it looks worse. Both on your project and on you as a creative. And the most infuriating thing about Yandere Simulator is that he could and should and keeps talking about how he wants to really push boundaries and go some places and be edgy, and he's not. He's a fucking pussy. The fact that I watched that man with his whole ass be like, I'm gonna implement a mechanic where you can sell your rivals into organ harvesting and then back down. What a bitch. Like, here's the thing.
Yeah.
You want to market your shit so badly at every opportunity to my community. You keep wanting to go into my community with my people, and you're giving me this fucking weak sauce? This is why Heartstrings exists, which is a thing I wanted to make. It's what I call the Yandere killer. Much like the phrase for the Overwatch killer. Because I think that you can do it. The point is that he has no skill with how to frame or deal with this shit. And instead of learning and trying and catching feedback from the people around him that he's working with, he just pussies out.
Oh, what feedback? That implies you have to be able to take shit. He can't.
No, that's the bit.
Also, the other thing is, Yandere Sim is screwed by its own concept because they're all children.
I'm gonna hot take. I don't think that's the problem.
No, it's that he...
Morally, yeah, but...
No, exactly. The thing is, right? The problem is because he wants to make it, like, aggressively sexual instead of what it's allegedly supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. Which, again, I now must remind everyone that these are children.
Right.
Yeah, no matter what he says.
Hold on. Correct. So for clarification, what is it supposed to be?
He keeps claiming that it's a horror game.
a horror game specifically mixing Persona 5's it's like
Persona and Hitman, aka the dumbest fucking comparison I've ever heard in my life.
Well,
Yeah,
he
when
made
he's like,
it.
oh, it's almost as complex as it's almost as complex as a Hitman game combined with a Persona game. And it's just like, yeah, that's like saying that it was equally as good of a thing for me to bang your mother than it was for your father to bang your mother, which conceived you.
The other problem is with that is like that comparison doesn't work because Kappa Kaiju put it best when he said, "How do you put the major aspects of a social sim into a game that explicitly relies on lack of socialization and blending in with crowds?" And the answer will shock you. And it will shock me because we'll never fucking know.
And neither has Yandere Dev. Nobody fucking knows.
Because that's
I love Kappa Kaiju so much.
because that's
Yeah,
why when I was working on like the concept for Heartstrings, I decided that I wanted to make it. I was like, I'll take out the 3D aspect entirely. I'll just make it a fucking. Let's carry the party hard. You're so right. Also, hello, welcome. It's nice to see new faces in chat. Fucking. That's why when I was working on Heartstrings, I was like, I'm just gonna take all this shit out because like the thing to me, right, is I think that the yandere genre is underserved, but in a very particular kind of way. Because I think that truly one of the scariest things about yanderes is that, like, real life ones aren't gonna, like, run after you with a box cutter. These are bitches who will just ruin your whole life.
Yeah, exactly.
And
They so fucking will, and it's never touched, and it's infuriating.
And that's why when I started working on my my yandere sim killer, I decided quickly that the whole bit, the mechanic was going to be the same. That it was going to be that you took out people you perceived as being a rival. First of all, whether they are or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Because,
Like, you kind of have to do that because these people will see anyone as competition, even if the person they're after doesn't see themselves that way ever.
Because, like, for example, Kaito, the senpai, his younger sister is perceived as one of the rivals because Yua's crazy and thinks that he has some kind of relationship with her that, spoilers, he does not have.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
like,
It's gross.
Because she's a crazy bitch.
Instead of it being the thing that very thing is in Yandere Simulator, where, you know, like, he wants to tout it as this criticism of, and satire of the anime industry, and incest, bottom text.
Right.
No, he can't label this thing as a parody or a satire of the thing when it's literally the thing.
But, like, the other
like, literally. Hang on, I'm gonna grab my tablet one sec.
And then, like, the other thing, too, right, is he keeps talking about, like, how the point of it is that you're the monster. I've said this...
You can have a pacifist run.
You
don't have to be.
You don't have to be. But here's the thing. When this is why, like, I decided very early on when I sat down with the concepts I had, and was like, what's gonna be the first thing I make? And I decided it was not gonna be Heartstrings and was probably gonna be Monster Match. Because this is the thing that I feel like the people who've been around here the longest for, like, Heartstrings, who know about this.
The real ones.
The real ones. I've said it before, but I'm gonna say it again for the new people. When that game comes out, it's not going to be a fun experience. Because I specified from the beginning that the point of it was that you were going to be somebody who was out to destroy lives. If you want to make your protagonist, I want to make you feel like a monster. You're gonna feel bad playing it. And the problem with him is that he thinks this means you're gonna do all of this twisted fucking school shooter violence. No. I'm going to give you the option to do some fuck shit to innocent people who don't deserve it. What I'll promise, because I'm not a psychopath, is that if you choose to do those things, bad things will happen to Yua. Like, again, I don't want to spoil anything, but I do, like, if you go down the worst route humanly possible, and you go full horrible monster, and get the true ending, a bad thing happens to Yua. Because she's a monster and fucking deserves it, because she's a shitty human being. But yeah, I'll give you the options to do and say some bad things to really hurt people. Because I think there's value in that experience. But the thing is, people like Yondev are like, I want you to feel like a monster by giving you the opportunity to shove bitches into a wood chipper. A few of you who are long-timers, who know that the fan favorite was our precious boy Hero, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to out a gay man to ruin his life to keep him away from the boy you like. Like, you're gonna have the opportunity to do some bad shit and to hurt some people. But of course, also, fun fact. Here's a fun, we're gonna lean into the microphone a little bit.
Ooh.
I also plan to consult with people who are in those demographics and have experienced those things to make sure that they are not sensationalized, romanticized, or go too far. Because I care. I want to give you the opportunity to do bad things, but I'm not going to do something that intentionally triggers or hurts people. And if that goes too far, then I will walk it back and change things, because I'm not psychopathic.
You care about the groups. You care about groups other than the ones you're a part of? That's not something Cum Chalice would do.
Of course.
Oh, Heaton, but where will you put the water tower in your game? Where will you?
You'll see.
The what?
Don't worry about it.
Have I ever talked to you about Y2K? A postmodern RPG.
That's something you and I can tag team punch over, because God, I fucking hate that. Hey,
my mistake was thinking that video games were art.
You guys are gonna tag team Y2K like Cody and Roman tag team Solo back at SummerSlam.
Sorry, I said it wrong. It's supposed to be pronounced Yik.
Oh, it's gonna be no, it's gonna be you and I like doing a tag team like fucking Toto and Yuji kicking the shit out of Mahito.
Fight back.
Should I be scared to Google this?
No.
Yik is just cringe.
Yik is just cringe. It's just cringe and badly written.
Like, it's not like visually explicit. The problem is that it doesn't know how to execute the story it's trying to tell, which is it's a cool story and concept. And I do think there are good things in Yik. Very few, but they do exist. I think that
it's part of what makes it's part of what makes the game so fucking frustrating.
Yeah, it's one of
something
those...
like Yandere, stuff like Yandere Dev, or like Yandere Sim or Yik, their biggest problems are the fact that they have cool concepts and ideas that are just executed tremendously badly.
Like the thing that gets me about Yandere Simulator is like looking into it. Ayana-chan is not even a Yandere at the end of the day.
Like stuff like Yik or Yandere Sim, like they kind of click that part of the neurodivergent creative brain chemistry where you're like, these ideas are cool, but I know they could have been done better. It's the same reason people still give a shit about Miraculous in current year. Anyway.
Don't get me started on Miraculous.
Wait, Yik is the one with that ginger twat, right?
Yep.
Yes. Alex Eggleston. Yes.
The one with the one with the guy grabbing his head that everyone draws their sodas as now.
Yeah, he's yicking out. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen,
yicking out is an important part of everyone's life journey.
Look, all I'm saying is that you can't in good faith expect me to take your game seriously when you have an optional encounter with a police officer and it only targets the black members of your party and it's never addressed in universe.
Yeah.
That's so fucked up.
Like, you can't, especially when previously those two black characters are kind of going through it right now because, well, Kalandra is. Because, like, essentially, Alex like Claudio is literally like is living vicariously through Alex's quest, because Alex throughout this entire game is trying to look for Sammy, the stand-in for the woman who mysteriously disappeared in an elevator and ended up in a water tower.
The Asian woman that he's fetishizing.
Yeah. Anyway, so essentially, he goes part of essentially like a forum site for mysterious incidents, and starts putting out like trying to get like people to help him find Sammy. And Claudio is one of the people that he ropes into this. Now Claudio and Clandra have a brother who went missing.
Should have been the protagonists, yes.
Well, if you ask me, Vela should have been the protagonist, but that's neither here or there.
Nope, not here or there. But I feel like we have these different views for the same reason. Carry on.
Yeah. Point is, Yik would have been a better game if Alex was just deleted from it. But that's beside the point.
Just kick him out. Remove him.
Yeah, truly.
Send him down the dock of shame.
I have to dip out, but I hope y'all have a great rest of stream.
Later on,
Have fun.
we can
Bye,
talk about that.
Oomphies.
We can talk about the sound design thing later.
Yeah.
I can't believe me and Zach just decided to work on a collab because we were in Heaton's VC at the same time.
I do really like
Nice.
Continue your thought, Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah, carry on.
Yeah. So essentially, their missing brother, basically was dropped by the police. So essentially, Claudio is essentially kind of like, it's not explicitly stated, but like when Clandra's chewing Alex out, basically being like, oh yeah, when it's a cute Asian woman, everybody drops what they're doing and goes looking for her. But when our brother disappears, nobody cared. And he's like, you're essentially like re-traumatizing like Claudio, basically, for getting him involved in all of this. Which, an interesting point. I'm sure the game won't do anything to basically ruin that.
And they do. Don't worry. Don't you worry. They're gonna.
No, apparently there's this whole iceberg theory or whatnot about like the fact that this game is technically like a loop or whatever, and that kind of like redeems it, but it doesn't. In fact, it makes it worse.
If I had a nickel for every piece of media that Michaela Laws was involved in that involved her doing or saying something incredibly problematic, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but I'm becoming less and less surprised as it keeps happening.
Wait,
is it time for the pain and pleasure?
Where was she involved in? Yeah, hold on.
Oh, you remember? So remember the black woman I was just talking about?
That's her.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
But she's not.
She's not. Which makes the really aggressive black scent she does really uncomfortable when you know that.
Yeah. And the fact that you're lecturing a white dude about people of color's issues. Like,
as a white woman.
Sean's just one of the few characters in that game I didn't fucking.
And then on top,
No.
I mean, there's also her, the victim blaming Yandere Dev's victims, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Well, Michelle Laws in general is just someone I'm probably never going.
Oh yeah, did you not know that?
No.
You do now.
When it was getting outed, Michaela Laws straight up was like, well, if I was a child, I wouldn't have put myself in that situation, and I think it's nuts that we only blame Alex for what happened.
Yeah, we should blame you. We should blame you too.
Wait.
We should blame you too, because you were the voice director. You literally put. There's no way she didn't know something.
There's no way she didn't know. There's no way. This is the thing, right? My problem with Michaela Laws in terms of Yandere Sim is the same reason that I have no sympathy for Rooster Teeth and Vic Mignogna. You knew.
Oh, no.
You knew. I knew you knew. You know how I know you knew? Because when you said that you were hiring him, was one of the people who wrote multiple letters and multiple petitions to you to tell you that he was a sex pest! You
Yeah, the fact that
knew!
he's, like,
You
still-
so knew!
The fact he's still going to the convention that's close to where I live and it's happening now, it's blasphemy!
It's insane. Like, the fact of the matter that I keep hearing, like, when it took Rooster Teeth so long to be like, guys, if only we'd have known, it's like, I know
You did know.
You did know! There's no way you didn't know! Motherfuckers told you for years!
Yeah,
There
what
were
about the
people-
hypocrites?
There were people claiming he did it at your con! You're insane! People were talking about him being inappropriate at RTX! You're so stupid! I can't do this! Like... But it's the same thing with Michaela Laws, right? It's like, I don't believe her! I don't! There's no way! People were sending you and talking about him, talking about wanting to abolish the age of consent for years. And the fact that she was like, you know, whatever. He's my boss. He's a fucking weirdo, I guess. Whatever. It's a paycheck. Like, fucking shut up.
Congrats, lady.
Shut up.
You got your. He's like,
Congrats,
you got
lady.
your
You're an
bread.
enabler.
Like, yeah, you got your bread, but at what cost?
I
Yeah,
can't.
exactly.
I can't believe it.
I mean, I can. but-
Yeah.
I'm so I
yeah.
can't believe that she had the fucking audacity to be like, you know, some people who put themselves in that situation are also to blame. Like,
Yeah,
they're children.
that's.
They're
Wait, hold on.
kids.
That's a
Yeah,
self-report. That's
Yeah, like
That's a
what part of the golden rule of don't abuse children, fuckwit, do you not understand?
Let me
Oh,
see if I
no,
can find
that's-
the exact quote.
that's not the
again.
goal.
Hang on.
That's a platinum rule.
Yeah, that's like saying you're blamed the child just because they're wearing a different kind of outfit.
Now, oh, by the way, I would like to point out that, like, unless she's talking about the fact that, like, that Mr. Yandere Dev has stated repeatedly they don't want kids around in this space.
Which is a lie, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, yes, I'm aware.
We're
But, like,
do it.
yeah, but he did. Those words did leave his lips at one point in time, whether he meant them or not. That's neither here or there. He did not keep that same energy for the Discord.
Oh yeah.
Not that I know, anyway.
Oh, there's two of them, sorry.
Hold on.
So one of them was, quote, if you're underage, stop trying to talk to adults. I don't care what your intent is. Stop trying to be an 80s band groupie just because some adult told you that you're mature for your age. If you're 18, my biggest sympathies for you being stuck in the middle of this. If you're an adult, stop talking to minors. I know 99% of y'all are not gross fucks, but there's no reason to chat with a kid beyond teaching them how to not be a shitty human. Be better yourselves, fuckers, and be a better example for folks that look up to you.
Why didn't I hear
Don't
that?
be
And my
an
brain
80s band don't get groomed. If it were me,
Yeah,
literally.
unironically, just tech the child predator forehead.
Dude,
you're
like,
so
it
stupid.
literally,
like,
it literally makes
Tech
me
the
think of,
child. Unironically,
It makes me-
literally
makes me-
just you see. Sorry.
it makes me think of that Tumblr post that Sorrow TV once narrated forever ago, where it's like someone was trying to say there is no reason why an adult should be talking to a child, and then everyone started replying with examples of moments where they would, like, you know, you work at a school or you're a parent.
And then, oh yeah, here's the other one. Here's how I know she do. Broken record time. I appreciate the concern, but in regards to any drama behind Yandere Simulator and Yondev, I need to remind everyone that I nor any of my actors are Yondev's wardens or parents. We just want to work in the game and get it done. Stop trying to pull us in. Somebody replies, says, sorry, without wanting to kick the hornet's nest, what happened? And she says, just quote-unquote concerned citizens trying to pull me out of Yonsim by bringing up developer drama, parentheses, both true and exaggerated. I'm not gonna spread the drama crap because it's not my problem. Yandere Dev is an adult and can handle his own consequences. The game is my priority. I don't care that I'm working for a pedophile.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can groom children, just don't do it around me.
No, not even.
Man.
You can groom children all you want. I don't have any responsibility for that, despite being the voice director!
Yeah.
Uh,
Man, it sounds
again.
really orchard of you.
Hypocrite.
And then
Nah,
I found
man,
the other one
That's
of,
great.
my opinion, Ori's, the victim, is lying. No proof either way. It's sus as hell to me, especially when her popularity rose when shit hit the fan and barely anyone knew her. I also think certain people are taking their conversations out of context. Again, my opinion, not my problem anyway. Someone says, do you have any evidence to support that you think Ori's lying? Like, can you all read? I literally said my opinion. I don't care either way because I think she's full of shit. But if it's true, then it's not my problem. God, y'all want to piss on anything that doesn't fit the immediate narrative. Read a book.
I'm sorry, nah. Are we literally getting to the point now where it's just like, oh my fucking god.
That rent is clearly due for this woman. There's no other explanation.
Hold on, I gotta put this in the. Where's the no mic?
And then somebody else says, Michaela, this comes off as incredibly vindictive if this is how you really feel. Certain victims do not handle these things perfectly and do things that are considered by people not to be involved as full of shit or sus. But from what we know, she's posted video proof and it was verified. I know that, but I think I can publicly have some doubts when asked about it, honestly. The fact that I said that it's just what I think doesn't mean she's totally wrong. I know it. I can be suspicious and be wrong. And somebody rightfully says, how can you literally turn a blind eye at actual evidence and facts when it's right there? You're no better than the people who kept calling her a liar and literally had to prove it when she's this stressed out about it. What else do you want from her? Do you want her phone to check it yourself?
Yo.
So this is what I'm talking about. It's like, again, normally I don't talk about like, I don't talk about, like, drama shit. This isn't drama shit. This is infuriating. It's like, it's bananas to me that you would sit there and be like, it's not my problem that the person I work for and the thing that I'm the main character and face of is run by a fucking pedophile.
Also, like even if it was me personally,
if it were me, I wouldn't be in this situation.
Yeah, I would have texted the paycheck, honestly.
I would have simply teched the paycheck.
I literally would have been out of that project.
No, I would have been in it. What? There's no black characters in that game.
Yeah.
I was saying not that matters to Michelle, clearly.
No shit.
Well, nah. I don't think there are black women in that game either.
No, there's no black people in that game. Because why would there be? You think Yandere Dev cares about black people?
I was about to say, dude literally gave high school girls middle school uniforms. Like, he doesn't give a shit.
Just cause. Oh yeah, like that. The lore for that game is also like, sure, buddy.
By the way, Heaton, if I ever do go deeper with the whole mascot horror concept, like I come up with, I was being legit. I would just have you help me write that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Like, dude, like in general, like.
I mean, as if I need another thing on top of the 500 things I do simultaneously creatively, but you know me.
Yeah, the thing about Yandere Simulator, it's that game was doomed to fail from the word go, because, like, first and foremost, that shouldn't have been your first project. You should have just knuckled down and finished Lunar Scythe. That's what you should have done. But no, you had to show the big, mean developer of Skullgirls that you knew what you were doing. And congratulations.
I still can't believe all of this is the domino effect of a developer from Skullgirls being mean to him once.
He wasn't even mean. He was just like, your code needs work. And
no, I know he wasn't actually mean, but I mean, in the eyes of an entitled white man, mean. Like, you know, like...
It was just weird.
Like, I as an owner of 5 different copies of Skullgirls, let me tell you...
This is what I'm talking about. Fenrir brings up a solid point. It's like, social spaces for them IRL shrinking. Adults need to either put up a filter around them or just slam a wall down and make your account 18 plus. Minors DNI. Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. I think that there should be more third spaces for children, both online and in real life, so that so that this shit stops happening.
Unfortunately, racism is a big part of. Well, actually, no, we're not getting into that conversation right now.
I was about to say this stream is about to end. We don't have time for that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just still trying to wrap my head around the fact that this bitch literally said you can groom children, just don't do it in front of me so I don't have to think about it.
God, this is a pain vocal assets moment.
Followed by which followed. If it were me, I simply would have teched the groomé.
Would have teched the groom. Unironically, all of these kids, they aren't good enough at wave dashing to get out of it. I'm good enough at doing that though, so I'm allowed to talk down to these people who've been traumatized for the rest of their lives.
On a project you were a part of.
I can't believe that you would be unbelievable.
Just
so fucking
beat hit the predator, I guess.
Yeah.
Unironically, just grab them, throw them up, hit them with an up air, and then drill them.
Dude, like, I don't...
Just circle back here, though. I don't know what to tell you.
Why can't you just DP them? Come on, what are you doing?
I can't believe kids don't know their Tiger Knee inputs nowadays.
Literally, all you need to do, if you get traumatized by a child predator, just think DI.
Just drag and install.
Simply drag and install. If it were me, I would have drag and installed.
Counter!
Yeah, literally, you need to learn the frame data of child predation so that you can play around it properly.
I would have just popped ult, honestly.
Shotgun punch.
I wouldn't even accepted you hitting the lag switch even.
Literally.
Unfucking believable. Yeah, Raging Demon. Fuck. Anyway, yeah, can't wait for next Minecraft RP stream. Yeah, that'll be next week. We're planning on continuing it. It probably won't be 4 hours again, but that's.
I would say the ones with the little fella in them.
The ones with the little fella in them.
Nice.
Oh, my fellas.
For now, I'm gonna send you to Crafty.
Dope.
Yeah, he should start playing Final Fantasy 14.
I can't fucking believe
I was
this.
watching while we
The free MMORPG.
We've lost him. Unbelievable.
The popular MMORPG with a free trial.
Up to level 60.
To be fair, it was
up to level 60.
It was a Cardathon award.
True. Next week.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not gonna tell you know what? I know that I want to play more, to do another RP stream next week. We'll see. At this rate, I can't make schedules because I never follow them anyway, so you'll see me next week. Goodbye.
Until next time.
Bye, everyone.